Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Here, we embrace true femininity. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update.
I stumbled upon my ex just a couple of days ago and she seemed to have moved on from me, so we decided to catch up again the next day. Little did I know she had a plan to feminize me to make me feel just how she felt when I had dumped her. She forced me to sit down, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of mischief and vengeance. I could feel the tension building between us, the unspoken words hanging heavy in the air. "Remember how you left me, Alex?" she asked, her voice cold and calculating. "Remember how you shattered my heart into a million pieces?" I shifted uncomfortably in my seat, my mind racing to find the right words to say. I hadn't expected things to take such a drastic turn when we agreed to meet again. But here we were, face to face, and I couldn't deny that there was a part of me that deserved whatever was coming. "I'm sorry, Jess," I finally managed to choke out. "I never meant to hurt you." Her lips curled into a bitter smile as she reached into her bag and pulled out a small box. She placed it on the table between us, her almond-shaped eyes fixed on mine. "Well, now you're going to know just how it feels," she said, her voice dripping with determination. "You're going to experience firsthand what I went through after you left me." I watched as she opened the box, revealing an array of makeup and hair accessories. My heart raced with a mix of fear and curiosity as she pulled out a tube of deep red lipstick and held it up for me to see. "You're going to become Alexis," she announced, her voice filled with a twisted satisfaction. "For the next month, you'll live as a woman." My mind spun with disbelief as I tried to process her words. Was this some kind of sick joke? But as I looked into Jess's eyes, I knew she was dead serious. The glimmer of revenge in her gaze sent a shiver of unease down my spine. "Jess, you can't be serious," I stammered, my voice trembling with uncertainty. This isn't right." A wicked grin spread across her face, and she leaned towards me, her voice dripping with venom. "Oh, but it is, Alex. You left me feeling powerless and broken. Now it's your turn to experience the same emotions." Her words hung in the air like a dark cloud, suffocating any protest that threatened to escape my lips. The weight of guilt settled in the pit of my stomach as I realized the gravity of what she was proposing. Could I really go through with this? Live as a woman for an entire month? "Please, Jess," I pleaded, desperation seeping into my voice. "There must be another way to make things right." She scoffed, her eyes narrowing into slits of malice. "Did you think there would be an easy way out? A simple apology won't undo the pain you caused me. This is your only chance for redemption." Her words were like daggers plunging into my already fragile conscience. Reluctantly, I reached out and took the tube of lipstick she offered me, my hands trembling slightly. "Fine," I whispered, resignation lacing every syllable. "I'll do it." A triumphant gleam danced in Jess's eyes as she leaned back in her chair, a self-satisfied smirk tugging at her lips. "Good," she purred. "Welcome to your new life, Alexis." Now, continuing the feminization process. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest as Jess's cold, calculated gaze examined me from head to toe. "Let's start with something simple," she said, her voice laced with a sinister delight. "Put on the thong and bra." The room felt suffocating as I reluctantly complied, slipping into the unfamiliar lingerie. The red lace against my skin only served to accentuate the emasculated vulnerability that consumed me. I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the mirror, and it was like looking at a stranger, a woman I had never known before. Jess circled around me, her predatory eyes taking in every inch of my transformed body. Her fingers delicately traced along my newly waxed skin, sending shivers down my spine. "Now for the makeup," she declared, motioning for me to sit in front of her vanity. With expert precision, she began applying foundation, concealer, and a subtle blush to my cheeks. Her touch was surprisingly gentle, almost intimate, as she brushed eyeshadow across my eyelids and lined my lips with that same deep red lipstick she had held up earlier. The mirror reflected a version of myself that I had never imagined before, a woman with flawless makeup and a hint of vulnerability beneath her doe-like eyes. It was disorienting yet undeniably captivating. As Jess continued her work, she guided me through each step, curling my lashes, applying mascara, and carefully shaping my brows. With each stroke of the brush, I could feel the disgust in my eyes increase, and my guilt kicked in. Why did I have to leave her? Why did I have to break her heart and now endure this twisted retribution? But the thought of backing out now, of disappointing Jess further, was unbearable. I had to see this through, no matter how uncomfortable it made me. As Jess finished with my makeup, she stood back to examine her handiwork, a wicked grin curling upon her lips. "Not bad, Alexis," she mused. "But we're just getting started." She motioned for me to stand up and follow her into the bedroom. My body felt foreign in its feminized state, each step accentuated by the swaying of my hips and the delicate rustle of fabric against my skin. I watched as Jess retrieved a selection of dresses from her closet, her eyes gleaming with anticipation. "Time to find your new style," she announced, holding up a black cocktail dress adorned with sequins. "Let's start with something bold." With a mix of apprehension and resignation, I slipped into the dress and stood before the full-length mirror. The sight that greeted me was both startling and strangely enticing. The dress clung to my curves, flattering every contour of my newly feminine figure. It was as if I had stepped into an alternate reality where I could no longer recognize myself. As I twisted and turned before the mirror, Jess circled around me like a predator admiring its prey. "You know," she said, her voice filled with a cruel satisfaction, "you actually look quite stunning as a woman." Her words sent a jolt of conflicting emotions through me, pride mingled with shame, curiosity mingling with fear. It was hard to deny the rush of exhilaration that coursed through my veins. There was a strange sense of liberation in embracing this newfound femininity, even if it was forced upon me. Jess reached into her closet once again, pulling out a pair of stiletto heels that matched the dress perfectly. She handed them to me without a word, and I gingerly slipped them on, feeling the unsteady shift in my balance. Every step I took was a reminder of how far I had ventured from my comfort zone. "Now walk for me," Jess commanded, her eyes glinting with a mix of amusement and vindication. I took a deep breath, willing myself to steady the wobbling nerves within. As I began to walk, each click of my heels against the hardwood floor echoed through the room like a declaration of my transformation. The femininity enveloped me with every graceful stride, almost as if it was seeping into my very being. Watching myself move with such poise and elegance in the mirror was both disorienting and strangely empowering. The weight of guilt and regret momentarily lifted as I immersed myself in this new role. It was as if I had been given permission to explore a side of myself that had long been suppressed, an opportunity to discover aspects of femininity that I had never considered before.